Good morning and happy Good Friday. We will be sending out videos and expect the learning to continue today, even though it's a religious holiday, and all of next week. It's a directive from Governor Cuomo, so just so you know, the days will be getting counted down and counted toward our learning. If you choose not to do something today or next week, just catch up on another day when we have a day like today where it's snowing or raining. All right? It is week 3, Friday, on your calendar, just so you know. And like I said, don't stress, but do what you can do. All right? We will be Zooming today at 1 o'clock. Hoping to get this out. I've had some trouble, probably due to the weather with the internet, so I'm hoping to get it out before we Zoom. Okay. Kids, book recommendation was an easy one for today. A lot of you have younger brothers and sisters, and I thought maybe you could read with them. That's good for them and good for you. All right, it's always fun to read a book that's easy to read occasionally. So Eric Carle's a favorite of ours, and this one is Does a Kangaroo Have a Mother Too? We read this morning, and so I thought this would be a good book recommendation. Predictable, easy text, fun to read. All right? For reading today, it says read a book that has a one-word title on our calendar, and if you can't find one, you don't have to worry about that, but think of a few titles you've read recently for writing, and then write an opinion piece about the title. And I thought about the book we read before we left called The Red Fern Grows, Where the Red Fern Grows, and I thought, in my opinion, that's a great title for that book, because in the end, you learn the legend of the red fern, and then the red fern is growing over Little Ann and Old Ann, and so I just thought that was a great title for that book. That's my opinion. And don't forget, once you have an opinion, you need to support it, okay? Why you think that. So it said to write down about 5 titles and then give an opinion about if you thought they were a good title for that book or not. Spelling, of course, would be a test day, but also keep in mind, be looking for those in your reading and writing, and those are words we sometimes can stumble on or get caught up in. So if you learn those contractions, they will be easy and they won't trip you up while you're reading, okay? So be looking for those. Math is a fun day, so do something fun. Use some die, maybe a deck of cards, things we've talked about. Or if you love to add with carryover, subtract with regrouping, do something you like, all right? And we'll go over what we have for today as well. I want to review a couple things from yesterday. We talked about arrays, and so when you make an array, you take a group of things like these X's, and you organize them in a neater table or organization. So these are called rows, and that's from right to left or horizontal, and columns are up and down, okay, or vertical. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 3, which equals 12. But if I were to turn it on its side, now it has 3 rows of 4. That still equals 12. So an array usually has 2 fact sentences that will work for it. Okay, and this is laying the groundwork, like I said, for multiplication. So rows, columns, and then think about 1, 2, 3 rows of 4, or 4 rows of 3, and 3 rows of 4. All right, depending on how you have that turned. Let's look at archers, and I did do it on a separate sheet of paper because I noticed we were running out of room on this one. So let's read it together and see what we find. Archer's in line at the bank with her mom. There are 4 teller windows, and 3 people are standing in each line at the window. So draw an array. Okay, so we know what an array is. We just talked about those. Write the total number of people and an answer statement. Basically RDW. So I did that ahead of time for time's sake today. So we have 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows, 4 windows, and I put 3 people at each window. Now Archer and her mom are in here someplace, right? Then I organize this into an array. So I put those 3 people here. That's window 1, window 2, window 3. So I have 4 columns of 3. 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, or 3 rows of 4. So 4 columns of 3. 3 rows of 4, 1, 2, 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12, or 3 times 4 equals 12, or 4 times 3 equals 12. And there are 12 people standing in line, and I could have put at the bank, but I ran out of space. And that happens sometimes. So anyway, I organized it, drew my picture, then I organized it into an array. I wrote the different ways I could think about this array, and then I put an answer statement. So I did all the 3 things that we're looking for that question. For today, it's kind of an easy one. Like I said, we're doing an easy day, fun Friday. Organize these pictures into arrays. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 X's. Organize it into an array, and you can write some number sentences. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smiley faces. 6 smiley faces that can be organized into an array. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or 16. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let me write that up there just so you can see it. We have 8, 6, and 16. All right, can you see that? I'm blocking you. 8, 6, and 16. Make these into arrays. That's all we're doing today, and you can write some number sentences to go with them. All right, and then today for science, we're going to talk about transparent and opaque. This bottle is transparent, which means I can see through it. I can see how much water's in there clearly. No problem, I can see right through it. I can see that I'm almost out of Windex because it's a transparent bottle. Opaque is something you can't see through. All right, so this egg is opaque. I can't see through it. I don't know what's in there. I do know what's in there because there's usually an egg white and an egg yolk, but I can't see it. But I know it's in there. All right, so when we're candling the eggs, and I sent a picture on Remind yesterday, when we're candling the eggs, these light colored eggs, even though they're opaque, are easier when you shine the light. You can see more. Now these are eggs we just collected this morning, but you can see the egg white, or the egg in the different parts, the egg sac, the egg yolk. You can see it through there when you shine a bright light on it. And what I usually like to do is take a paper towel tube, put the light on one end of the egg, paper towel tube on the other, and look through the paper towel tube, and I can see the different parts, and I can see the chicken there like I showed you yesterday on Remind. But the different colored eggs, so this one's pretty easy to see through because it's pretty light colored. Even though it's opaque, I can see through it. This one is a little bit darker, so it's a little bit harder. And then when we get to eggs like this that are really dark brown, it's very hard to see. They're really dark, and that's a thick shell to see through. But I can usually find a chicken there if I look hard and my light is bright enough. I can see through those opaque coverings. All right? So just if you guys were with me at school, we would be candling the eggs, and you'd see the difference between the different colored shells and why it's a little bit harder to see through those. The darker the shell, the harder to see that chicken there when we're candling it. The lighter colored shells are easier to see, and I usually use those as my example when I'm letting the kids come up and look through the paper towel tube. So I sent you a picture of what you would have seen about day 3 or 4 yesterday through Remind, so check it out. Guys, I hope you have a great Good Friday, and I hope you all get to see the Easter Bunny or have the Easter Bunny come visit your house. All right? I am missing you as always. I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, okay?